Our final declamation of the evening will be from sophomore Claire Smith, who will declaim an excerpt from C.S. Lewis's book, Till We Have Faces, a contemporary retelling of the myth of Cupid and Psyche by Apuleius. In this piece, we hear Orul, the older sister of Psyche, bitter at the perceived injustice of the gods. Lamenting the loss of her sister to the love of the mountain, Orul rails against the gods with all her spirit, not realizing that she is indicting herself in the process. Please welcome Claire Smith.
Oh, I know what you'll say. You will say that the real gods are not at all like Ungit, and that I was shown a real god in the house of a real god, and I ought to know it. Hypocrites, I do know it, as if that could heal my pain. I could have endured it if you were things like Ungit and the Shadow Brute. You know well that I never really began to hate you until Psyche began speaking of her palace and her lover and her husband. Why did you lie to me? You said that a brute would devour her. Well, why didn't it? I'd have wept for her and buried what was left and built her a tomb but to steal her love from me. Can it be that you really don't understand? Do you think that we mortals will find you gods easier to bear if you're beautiful? I tell you, if that's true, we'll find you 1,000 times worse, for then I know what beauty does. You lure and entice. You leave us nothing that's worth our keeping or your taking. Those we love the most, whoever's most worth loving, those are the very ones you'll pick out. Oh, I can see it happening age after age and growing worse and worse the more you reveal your beauty. The son turning his back on his mother and the bride on her groom, stolen away by this everlasting calling of the gods, taken where we can't follow. It would be far better for us if you were foul and ravening. We'd rather you drank their blood than stole their hearts. We'd rather they were ours and dead than yours and made immortal. But to steal her love from me, to make her see things that I couldn't see. Oh, you'll say, you've been saying it to me these past 40 years, that I'd signs enough her palace was real. Could have known the truth if I'd wanted to. But how could I want to know it? Tell me that. The girl was mine. What right had you to steal her away into your ravening heights? You'll say I was jealous. Jealous of Psyche? Not while she was mine. If you'd gone the other way to work, if it was my eyes you'd have opened, you'd soon have seen how I would have shown her and told her and taught her and led her up to my level. But to hear a chit of a girl who had, or ought to have had, no thought in her head that I'd not put there, set up for a seer and a prophetess, and next thing to a goddess, well, how could anyone bear it? That's why I say it makes no difference whether you're fair or foul. That there are gods at all, that's our misery and bitter wrong. There is no room for you and us in the same world. You're a tree in whose shadow we can't thrive. We want to be our own. I was my own, and Psyche was mine, and no one else had any right to her. Oh, you'll say you took her away into joy and bliss such as I never could have given her, and I ought to have been glad of it for her sake. Why? Why should I care for some horrible new happiness which I hadn't given her, which separated her from me? You think I wanted to see her happy that way? It would have been better if I had watched the brute tear her in pieces before my eyes. You stole her to make her happy, did you? Why, any wheedling, smiling, cat-foot rogue who lures away another man's wife or slave or dog might say the same. Dog. Now, that's very much to the purpose. I'll thank you to let me feed my own. I needed no tidbits from your table. Did you ever remember whose the girl was? She was mine! Mine! Do you even know what that word means? Mine! You're thieves, seducers, that's my wrong. I'll not complain, not now that you're blood drinkers and man-eaters. I'm past that. Enough, said the judge.